Mahesh Jethmalani, Aryama Sundaram, Shailesh Gandhi on the one side say make the Vohra committee annexure public, let all the names of the politicians come out. Rahul Narvekar of the NCP has a iffy, wishy-washy kind of position on the whole issue. He says if others want, I'd support it, etc. He's going to camouflage it in many ways tonight. Amee Yagnik of the Congress party, another wishy-washy position. They have done absolutely nothing but contributed enough to ensuring that these names are classified. And Hitesh Jain, I don't know his position. He's an advocate, leans towards the BJP. Simple question tonight is this, that if the Netaji Bose files Aryama Sundaram can be declassified, and after 70 years we can finally get to know whether Netaji died in a plane crash or whether some Indian politicians knew that he had not died but were trying to spread a lie among the people of this country. If the Bose files can be declassified, and that's question one on your screen now, why not declassify the annexures to the Vohra report in which there are hidden the names of all the Indian politicians, babus, netas and others who had dealings with mafia groups including Dawood Ibrahim? That question is our main Newshour question, please. And that question goes to Aryama Sundaram. Aryama Sundaram, let's start the debate. With you.
Arnab, I have no manner of doubt that it's about time that all these things, especially when we are boasting so much of transparency, are disclosed. Don't forget that in 1997, when the Supreme Court, when petitioned for disclosure of the annexures, had refused, saying that it would be deleterious to public interest, the reason for why the Supreme Court said it was, it said that these are very live issues, and by disclosing it, it will put the people who are involved in it and who are disclosed in it on guard, so they can cover their tracks and therefore they can avoid detection.
No, but I don't agree with that. That argument of the Supreme Court can't be accepted.
Something was going to follow up with the Vohra committee.
No, that argument of the Supreme Court cannot be accepted
today. It cannot be accepted 15 years ago.
Yeah, it could not have been accepted. That argument of the Supreme Court is not a correct argument. I'm sorry, but the Supreme Court arguments can be questioned. The Supreme Court, we can equally...
In 1997... Yeah. I agree with you, Arnab. What I'm trying to explain to you is, the only reason the Supreme Court said it that time is, it felt and treated it as though it was a live investigation where you were going to catch those people, and did it in the hope that immediately people were going to be caught and all that was there was going to be investigated and found out. The Supreme Court never intended, nor could it have intended, and if it had so intended, let me say I agree with you, it was completely wrong. That the whole purpose of this was not to disclose it to the people. The purpose, only according to the Supreme Court, and that was the only rationale, was treating it as though it's a live investigation and therefore let's not impede a live investigation. That logic ended by 1998 itself. That logic does not continue after that. And if that is so, why it should not be disclosed now? 18 years, 20 years after the fact is inexplicable.
The Congress did not want it to be disclosed.
Especially when in 2012 they were directed. In 2012 they were directed to disclose and replied saying we don't have the annexures.
Should I spill the beans?
In 2012 on a direction to disclose, the reply of the government was we don't have the annexures.
So should we spill the beans? Should we spill the beans, Shailesh?
Now, which was a lie?
No,
one of them is a lie.
Should we spill the beans?
And everyone
Rahul Narvekar, should we spill the beans, Rahul Narvekar? Should we, on the Newshour tonight, spill the beans?
If there are any beans to spill, you should do that. If there are any beans to spill, you should. You're duty bound to.
So I spill the beans, Rahul. Narvekar? What happened, Rahul?
No, I can't hear you. Can you do something with your audio?
No, it's all right. Don't get so nervous. The point is simply this, and I'm changing the hashtag on this story, and I'm actually releasing a new hashtag right now, not Neta Don Nexus, and I want every single Newshour viewer to tweet using the hashtag declassify Vohra list. The hashtag is declassify Vohra list. Or we can make it simpler, and a simpler hashtag will be put out by my news team in just a few seconds from now, because I think we need to start a national movement to declassify this list. And I'll tell you why there is an urgent need to make these annexures public. If these politicians are still in public life, in any of these anti-national traitors are still in public life, They have no right to continue. Rahul Narvekar, do you have any doubts? They have no right to continue, do they?
No doubt at all.
If these are politicians who have had an association directly or indirectly with the likes of Dawood Ibrahim, and if any of them have received money through channels close to Dawood Ibrahim, crores of rupees directly or indirectly, it would mean they have a nexus with terrorists and they belong to jail, right or wrong? Rahul Narvekar. Right or wrong? Mr. Narvekar, what happened today?
Arnab, you've asked him a question he can't refuse.
No, what's your question? I'm not getting your question.
On the one hand, and if he answers.
Well, I mean, I can even ask the Congress party for that matter, Mr. Sundaram.
Can you?
Well, why did they say in 2012 that there was no such list? There was a list of people.
Absolutely.
There's a list of politicians and babus who had links with these Dawoods and all these other characters. But the Congress party, Amee Yagnik, said in 2012 there is no such list. Was that a lie? Why did you say so? Why did you say so? I want to know.
No, there is no.
Is there a list or is there no list?
No lie.
Is there a list or no list?
If there were any annexures, there would have been an answer that. There would have been an answer that if there are annexures, they go with the committee report.
Is there an annexure or not?
There are now, you can make it public.
No, is there a list or not?
The Vajpayee
No, is there a list or not? Don't throw it to the Vajpayee government. No, don't throw it to the Vajpayee government. No, 1 second. Don't throw it to the Vajpayee government. No, declassify the Vohra list.
Of course.
No, Amee Yagnik, you know how serious this is.
Why not? We are talking of a report. We are... Yes.
Amee Yagnik, we are talking about
Arnab, please listen to me now. The report is of the committee.
Amee Yagnik, we are talking about 2012 when you said there are no annexure after you had opposed tooth and nail in 96 before the Supreme Court that we should not disclose the annexure. So this is a hypocrite stand. When it suits you, you take a stand. So in 2012, you made a clear statement there are no annexure. In 96 before the Supreme Court, your law officer said we are not going to disclose the annexure. So why are you bringing Vajpayee government? I mean, either there are annexures or there are no annexures.
If it doesn't exist.
No.
And Amee Yagnik, your then Home Minister, then Finance Minister, all the report was submitted.
No, Amee Yagnik, you can't hunt with...
Amee Yagnik...
No, you can't run with the hare and hunt with the hound. Mahesh Jethmalani, the UPA government... In fact, I'll tell you today, I am really in a mood to spill the beans on all these people. The UPA government, which includes the NCP, which includes the NCP.
Arnab, you are not spilling the beans. You're not spilling the beans. You'll be rendering a public interest service. This is not spilling the beans. Spilling the beans.
No, I'll tell you, Mahesh. I'll tell you, Mahesh.
Somebody, it has a negative connotation.
Mahesh, you know that on 27th of June 2012. The Manmohan Singh government of Mr. Squeaky Clean Manmohan Singh, right, in response to an RTI application said there is no annexure to the Vohra committee report. Right? If that is the case...
Didn't lie.
Was that a lie? Mahesh Jethmalani, was that a lie? Was that a lie or not?
Of course it was a lie.
So why did you lie, Amee Yagnik?
As Hitesh just pointed out...
Rahul Narvekar, why did you lie? You were in power then, why did you lie? Why did you lie? Mahesh Jethmalani said you lied. Why did you lie?
Well, Arnab, I will only answer your
question
if you give me a fair opportunity to reply.
You can bring them out now.
Amee Yagnik, this is blatant lie. Look at the arguments made in 96 before the Supreme Court by your law officer.
A reasonable answer for me. Give me opportunity to answer.
No, the answer is...
Amee Yagnik, please read the judgment of Dinesh Trivedi, which is reported in 1997 delivered by Justice Ahmadi.
No, I'm putting it out once again.
In that your positions are very clear that annexures will not be made public.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it is against the public interest. And in 2012 you say there are no annexures. Who is lying, Amee Yagnik?
I want to make an appeal to all the viewers of Newshour tonight. And Rahul Narvekar, don't worry, I will be more than fair with you. I believe it is imperative that the annexures to the Vohra committee report be made public, because
a fair opportunity to reply.
No, you will get up. First you need to understand the gravity of the situation.
I want to give fair answers.
One second, I know what fair answers are, Rahul Narvekar. Today you have no answers. Today you have no answers.
I better than you, Mr. Goswami.
Mr. Narvekar, today it appears that you really are tight-lipped.
If you give me an opportunity to reply, you'll know whether I have answers or not.
No,
why don't you keep quiet for some time and listen to others?
Mr. Narvekar, when you get a question that you cannot handle, where Mahesh Jethmalani openly accused you because you were a member of the UPA government in 2012, and there was an annexure in which the names of people, the netas who have links with the underworld, the netas who have links with enemies of the state, the netas who have links with traitors, the people of this country need to know who those netas are. The names of those netas are in an annexure. Your government, as in the Congress, NCP, whatever coalition government you had in 2012, said there is no such list. Mahesh Jethmalani said you lied. Do you have the courage to reply to Mahesh Jethmalani and say we did not lie? Then tell Mahesh Jethmalani we did not lie. Did you lie? You were in government then. Did you lie?
I have the courage to reply to
Mr.
Jethmalani as well as you.
Did you lie?
Now just keep quiet.
Did you lie, sir? Answer the question. Don't be...
On 10/5/2012, the CIC had directed the MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, to disclose or to make public the annexures which were available with them with regards to the Vohra committee report. One.
Yes.
Number two, on 27/6/2012,
the Ministry of Home Affairs
replied back saying that there are no annexures. There are no annexures to the said Vohra committee report.
Is that
Number three,
a lie?
When a stay was obtained from the Honorable Supreme Court with regards to disclosure of the contents of any annexures, it wasn't at all mentioned as to what were the contents of these annexures, whether it contained names of bureaucrats, whether it contained names of politicians,
was there an annexure or not?
But was there any annexures to the report? Why are we doing this? Getting into this hair splitting.
If you want to go on guessing,
but a hair splitting,
so if you want to go on guessing, I don't think one would want to indulge in guesswork in such a serious case.
I think you.
Number three, when the court in its wisdom has decided
Mr.
not
Narvekar,
to
you're
disclose
joking.
a particular list,
Shailesh Gandhi thinks you're joking. Shailesh Gandhi,
Mr. Narvekar, you are joking.
Go ahead.
I think you should feel ashamed of this.
Or any
all of you who are covering up for any person, all of you are covering up for gangsters. I think you should feel ashamed, Narvekar.
In all the political parties, Mr. Arnab Goswami. Number five,
Mr. Narvekar, do you understand what dons are?
There is an annexure which consists of lists. Then
Mr. Narvekar, do you understand what gangsters are?
Whether or not they are interested in disclosing such a list, if it exists at all.
What nonsense are we talking about?
Mr. Narvekar, first of all, Mr. Narvekar, a long answer is not necessarily not a nervous answer. Sometimes I feel that a long answer is a reflection of nervousness. Shailesh Gandhi feels that your answer is an abject answer.
A long answer which does not suit your convenience is always a wrong answer.
Mr. Narvekar, you are not answering.
Listen to the other side.
You are not answering. You are going round and round and round the bush. Arnab Goswami asked you, is there an annexure or not?
I have given you a clear answer.
Is there an annexure?
I have given you a clear answer.
No, Mr. Narvekar, can you give an answer in yes or no? You have never learned that.
Is there an annexure? Is there a list?
The answer can be yes or no. Have you learned how to say yes or no?
He knows there is a list. He wants to deny it. He knows there is a list.
He
knows there is a list.
Let me answer that.
He knows there is a list.
So say yes or no.
He knows
Mr. Narvekar, can I request you to say yes or no?
There is absolute.
Aryaman Sundaram also. Aryaman Sundaram.
There is absolute no doubt about the fact.
I have a question here. A very simple
Aryaman
question.
Sundaram, go ahead. Aryaman Sundaram. Yeah, go on. Aryaman, go on.
We right now have somebody who was part of the ruling coalition at that time.
Yeah.
Virtually unable to answer a question, a simple question as to whether there was a list or not. Surely today, the persons representing the ruling party can answer you as to whether there is a list or not. Please ask them whether there is a list or not and whether they are willing to disclose it tomorrow.
I have asked the question 1,000 times to Mr. Narvekar. He has no reply. Amee Yagnik has no reply. I'll give them one last chance.
Can Amee Yagnik
reply? Can Amee Yagnik reply?
I'm giving you the reply.
Is there a list? Is there a list or is there no list?
the MHA has already replied to this query in 2012. Number one.
No, that's a
lie. Number two, if at all there are any annexures, we are only guessing that the annexure consists of A, B, C, D things.
No, Mr. Narvekar, Mr. Narvekar, again, you are abysmally...
that the annexure includes the following things. So the contents of that annexure include the following things. Can he say it out here on television tonight? That the annexure contains A, B, C, D, E.
I'll tell you. You know something. Unlike you.
Arnab, we do not expect Rahul.
I'll tell you. Should I say what it concludes? Should I say what it concludes? Okay.
Aryaman Sundaram. That is the entire point.
This is the interest.
Aryaman Sundaram. Aryaman Sundaram.
1 minute.
Aryaman Sundaram. 1 minute. Mr. Narvekar, please be quiet. Be quiet, Mr. Narvekar. Now Aryaman Sundaram.
What is in that list?
That's such a list.
The reason I cannot say what is in that list.
I am of the opinion that it should be made public.
Can I answer you, please?
Go on, Aryaman. Go on.
By keeping on shouting, all it shows is you have nothing to say. Can I answer you?
Yeah, go on.
I do not know what is in the list, which is why I demand that that list is disclosed. Because I do not know whose names are there, what is there. The whole point of transparency is it should not be kept away from the public. And that is the point which is being asked. There exists an annexure.
That's not what you said when you started
Disclose the annexure.
When you started the debate, you said something exactly opposite.
I'll go one step further. Rahul, wait.
I said Rahul, it and I will say it again. The government said before the Supreme Court that there was an annexure, but releasing it is against public interest.
No.
The same government said in 2012 before CIC there is no annexure. How is that possible? I said that when I started, and that's the question you can't answer.
Aryaman, one point which comes out very strongly is that the 2012 UPA government thought that we were all fools. They went and said that there are no annexures to the Vohra committee. If that is the case, what was it that the Supreme Court in 1997 was directing not to reveal? The Supreme Court took a view in 1997.
Absolutely.
Bhai, listen to me. In 1997, the Supreme Court refused to make the annexures public on the grounds that instead of aiding the interests of the public would be severely and detrimentally injurious to it. That was a verdict of the Supreme Court. You can't turn around and say there was no annexure in the first place. That's point number one. Let's not give an oxymoronic argument out here. The second point is, and I really am in a mood to reveal facts tonight. Okay, Mahesh Jethmalani comes in. Mahesh Jethmalani. Go on, Mr. Jethmalani. Take the discussion forward.
Just a little addition to what you said. Not only did the Supreme Court say there were annexures to the Vohra Committee report, which they withheld, as you said, in the public interest, but they also said that it discloses names of people who are intimately connected with the mafia in the country. And they actually gave one name, only one name, a gentleman, if he can be called a gentleman, by the name of Iqbal Mirchi.
And
one name in the annexure was revealed in the Supreme Court.
And should we reveal more tonight? Should I reveal more?
You must reveal all in the public interest. We have been clamoring for this. I have said it 3 times on your show.
Rahul Narvekar and Amee Yagnik are so nervous tonight. No. One sec. Amee Yagnik is very quiet.
Very quiet.
Just one. I'm saying viewers.
In fact, you will be doing disservice. You will be doing disservice to the nation if you don't disclose things which you are aware of, subject to the Apex Court ruling.
Mr. Narvekar, I would seriously recommend to you, right, that you should stop trying to get a response from me by trying to provoke me in a shallow way. If you can engage me in a serious debate on points, I am willing to debate with you. Now I will, since you appear to be unprepared today.
I'm just telling you, if you're making such loud and tall claims, why don't the proof of the pudding is in the eating? Why don't you just say it? If you know something, spill it out.
Okay, so here's, I know that...
Why aren't you doing it?
I know that you lied, your government lied in 2012 by saying there's no list. Like the Congress party made the whole world believe for years that Netaji died in 1945.
I have a question for you. In 2012, no, hear me out. Arnab, hear me out. I've got a very valid point out here. I hope it makes sense to you.
Go on.
If the MHA had given a reply which was not satisfactory,
right,
if all the evidence at the hands of the applicant proved that what MHA was saying was wrong, why wasn't an appeal preferred? Why wasn't it taken to its logical conclusion? These are questions which you have to answer.
No.
There's a process under the law. There's a process laid down for getting information.
No, because I'll tell you one thing.
If the government of the day was lying,
that does not answer. Why did you lie? Rahul, that does not absolve you of the responsibility from lying.
If you have made up your mind,
this does not absolve you from lying.
If you have made up your mind to make your show sensational and ignore these facts, then I think you are succeeding.
Sometimes I believe that you get it right. But very often, as is evident tonight, you get it terribly wrong. The reference to Iqbal Mirchi is absolutely correct. The court said if Mirchi is investigated, again you are speaking, forget my biases, yeah, people know I have one bias. My bias is against people who hide things, my bias is against people who are working against the nation, and my bias is certainly against some enemy within who has some links with Dawood Ibrahim. I have a known preference about my biases. I have biases against anti-national people.
You are the one who's hiding.
I have biases against anti-national people. So Rahul, don't worry.
Then you are guilty of hiding things.
It's now here's what. Amee Yagnik. You see, let's look at the facts here. Amee Yagnik on one side and Mahesh Jethmalani on the other.
Yes, can I answer
No, you can't answer a question that's not been asked. Amee Yagnik, the Supreme Court of India in 1997 in its judgment on Vineet Narayan...
I just want to come in. I'm not answering any question.
Why? Why won't you answer any questions? But you have to answer questions. You can't answer anything else. The Supreme Court of India in 1997...
There's no question you said. Just let me come in.
No, I'll let you come in, but answer my question. The Supreme Court of India in 1997... in a judgment on Vineet Narayan and others versus Union of India, made a very strong reference to the Vohra Committee report and said there is a document. And you know what it said? That document, and I quote, Supreme Court of India says, and you say this list does not exist. The Supreme Court of India says this document, quote unquote, discloses a powerful nexus between the bureaucracy and politicians with the mafia gangs, smugglers and the underworld. 1997, 2012, you turn around and say, aisa koi list hai hi nahi. That's why Mahesh Jethmalani says you're lying. Why did you lie? Why did you lie, Amee Yagnik? Answer Mahesh Jethmalani. Why did you lie? That list can be explosive. That list will reveal names of people. That list has names of so many politicians. Why did you lie? I want to know. Why did you lie?
Now can I answer, please?
Yes.
Yes. I am here to put my views forward, not answer Mahesh Jethmalani first of all, because I don't know how much he knows.
I am asking
that is the first point.
Did you lie?
The second point is in 1997 You can ask.
I'm asked, did you lie?
You can ask. Now please let me answer.
He says you lied. Did you lie?
Please let me answer.
Did you lie?
No, if we have lied or not lied, you have to decide, because you are sitting in judgment over the Supreme Court's judgment in appeal right now.
No, I'm not.
You have taken that decision that you will now sit over the Supreme Court's judgment. Of course.
I'm not.
Of course.
I'm not.
You are sitting in the judgment over Supreme Court's judgment.
I'm absolutely not.
Every time you decide that the Supreme Court is wrong or right on the television channel.
No, I'm not.
Let these enlightened citizens go to the Supreme Court.
I'm not at all.
You cannot sit in judgment over the Supreme Court's judgment.
You're not listening to the discussion.
Yes, you are doing that. You are doing that right now.
Amee Yagnik,
which document are you referring?
Amee Yagnik, listen to what.
With its annexures?
Amee Yagnik, listen to me.
Arnab.
Listen to me. Amee Yagnik. Now let me tell you one thing. Suppose, Amee Yagnik, sorry please.
Yes,
I'll give you an analogy, please.
You are going beyond the propriety.
I am not going beyond any brief.
Questioning the Supreme Court's judgment.
I have every right to put my points of view across, and my view is this. Amee Yagnik.
You should ask Mahesh Jethmalani. You should ask Mahesh Jethmalani to challenge that judgment.
Mahesh Jethmalani, you can respond.
And not take a decision yourself on the Supreme Court's judgment.
I am saying tomorrow, and Mahesh Jethmalani will respond to you, but if you give me 10 seconds, Amee Yagnik, without getting angry. You see, there was an attempt to destroy some Netaji papers. You remember some Netaji papers were destroyed and then people said disappeared. Now, if you turn around and say, ye Netaji file hai nahi. No. If you turn around and say, if you say,
we are talking of the Vohra report and the Supreme Court's judgment.
I'm giving you an example.
We are talking about the Vohra report.
I'm giving you an example.
Yes, there is a judgment of 97
but there is
and 2012 affidavit.
Ma'am, there is a list.
You have to take it to its logical
there is a list.
in a proper legal manner.
There is a
not
list.
on the television channel.
Don't teach me the law. Ma'am, don't teach me the law. Now you listen to me.
Panelists to challenge it in the Supreme Court.
I am asking you today, Ms. Amee Yagnik, why are you scared? I want the list out. What is stated in parts of the Vohra Committee report, which is already out in the public domain, is known that the political class and the underworld has a nexus. I know that the political class and the underworld has a nexus. I want to know the names of the Indian politicians who have that nexus.
If there are annexures.
Give me the list.
You can.
Where is the annexure? Where is it?
You can do it, but first of all,
I can't do it.
First of all, you give an answer that what is the present NSA advisor, Mr. Ajit Kumar Doval, doing with Vicky Malhotra, the right hand of Rajan, who is caught today and arrested. Give that answer. It is a live example of the bureaucrat nexus.
Mahesh Jethmalani, Amee Yagnik and Rahul Narvekar both pretty rattled tonight with Mahesh Jethmalani and Aryama Sundaram on the other side saying there is a list. They are not even confirming with the list.
No, you don't have answers, Arnab. You don't have answers.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
You don't have answers to propriety. To propriety of the Supreme Court's procedure.
Ma'am, don't teach me propriety.
And you are taking law in your hands and deciding on a
Aryaman Sundaram on the other side. Aryaman Sundaram.
Excuse me. I'm finding this very puzzling, Arnab, this repeated reference to a Supreme Court judgment as though it is being overextended. I'm unable to understand this. The Supreme Court way back 20 years ago, when asked whether this could be disclosed, at that time said that at this time it is not in public interest. Today we are in a situation where in 2012 the CIC was willing to order the disclosure, but the government came forward and said, look, there is no such annexure.
Yeah.
And what is really puzzling me, I might be a very simple man, what puzzles me is how could that same annexure have been deleterious to public interest, i.e. have existed according to the government in 1997 and in 2012 not exist at all. What happened? It disappeared into thin air? Or did it always disappear in thin air and did the government just create an annexure saying it was deleterious to public interest to release in 1997? That is the very simple question.
No, the very simple question is, and these are the kind of questions.
And what does this have to do with overriding the Supreme Court?
You see, these are the questions which hassle people like Rahul Narvekar. The Ministry of Home Affairs under the P.V. Narasimha Rao government makes a submission to the Vohra committee reportedly revealing names of politicians who have a close nexus with the underworld. Right? If your own government at that time could reveal names of people who have a link with the underworld to the Vohra committee, why shy away from making it public now? It is curious that the UPA government that brought in the RTI chose to shy away from disclosing the annexures to the Vohra committee report. Why don't I see them clamoring for a full disclosure of all the annexures to the Vohra committee report? If they have no reason to be worried, or if there aren't any revelations that Rahul Narvekar has got to be cagey about, then move the authorities to have the documents declassified. Don't shy from it. Don't shy from it, and don't for God's sake say the list does not exist. Rahul Narvekar on one side, Mahesh Jethmalani on the other. Don't say the list does not exist. Rahul Narvekar, yes please. By the way, yes please, Rahul Narvekar. 3 minutes to the debate. Yes, one more chance.
Arnab, number one, your allegation basically, I guess, amounts to saying that the Congress-led UPA government was opposed to disclosing any such list. In that case, let me tell you, from 1993 till date, there have been 5 non-Congress, non-UPA governments in place. In that case, why have these 5 governments done nothing, including the current government, to disclose anything of the sort? Number 3, let me tell you, the Right to Information Act is a doing of the UPA, and this piece of legislation has been brought by the UPA. So there is no question of us shying away from disclosing any information. We are the ones who brought this right to an ordinary citizen. We are the ones who have ensured that an ordinary citizen gets this right. So you please remember this before you make such empty and hollow allegations.
Don't make a joke of that RTI.
You better remember this.
Rahul Narvekar, Mahesh Jethmalani responding to you. You were in power on June 27, 2012. Don't make a joke of the RTI argument. Mahesh Jethmalani.
Mr. Narvekar should realize the contradiction of what he is saying. While this government thumps its chest, and Mr. Narvekar continues to thump his chest on the RTI issue.
Why was it not corrected by way of an appeal?
I am coming to that, Rahul, but first, before you thump your chest, you please realize what your government does. While it thumps its chest about the promulgation of the RTI Act and making information available to the public, it lies to the public at the very same time by saying documents which should have been available under RTI do not exist. So what you give with the left hand, you seize with the right. That's the double standards of your government. Your government is shameless and they will do everything to protect the underworld because they are in league. That government was in league with the underworld.
Mr. Jethmalani, the contents of this list are not known to no one as far as I understand. For all you know, it may be a series of BJP leaders who may be involved. How do we know? How do we don't know that? How can
therefore, let us all ask.
Then reveal it. Reveal it, bring it out.
Then I agree with you. Bring it out. Nobody knows about it. I fully agree with you. Therefore, on the previous program, I said let's all parties get together and expose the names, ask for the revelation, and you agreed. This was in April 2015 this year on the very same Times Now show. I said the annexures to this list must be made public, to this report must be made public.
I take a break, I'm going to come back.
I
take a break, I'm going to come back.
I am not going back on my words today either.
I'm taking a break and I come back. And the question at this stage is if the BJP wants to take a call to declassify the Netaji files,
what I said then.
If there is no need to strangle history in the context of the Netaji files, why should we not know which Indian politicians have been hand in glove with the underworld? This is becoming a big debate. We take a break. We're coming back on the other side. Don't go away. Coming back to this debate. A bit of breaking news I want to share with you at this stage. Debate number 1 was on the Beef Brigade, and Delhi Police Commissioner Bassi has finally said that Vishnu Gupta, this fellow from the Hindu Sena, is culpable under section 182 of the IPC. So suddenly the Delhi Police Commissioner seems to be waking up. Thank God for that. But I don't know how detailed that action is. Anyway, let's go back to the debate. The question was of lying, and Mahesh Jethmalani, have we settled that? You made a charge against Amee Yagnik of lying about trying to conceal this whole Vohra list, the list of politicians with links to the mafia. Do you accept Amee Yagnik's argument, please? She was being fairly aggressive in her counter-turn. Mahesh Jethmalani.
No, I mean, what is the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court judgment which he refers to that people should go and appeal, both she and Mr. Narvekar are using a fig leaf of a Supreme Court judgment, as Aryama pointed out, passed 20 years ago in the context of that time. And by the way, I disagree with the reasoning, as you said, that it would give people who were named in the annexures time to look after their own interests and cover their tracks and so on and so forth. That argument, according to me, was specious. But in any case, that argument has ceased to exist today.
Okay, so
those people who wanted...
tell people
who are involved probably know they were involved in the annexure.
Amee Yagnik, we've given these people 20 more years in public life. Whoever are these politicians, if any of them are around today, do you know what a disgrace it is? That we actually, by not taking action, revealing the names, we gave these people 20 more years in public life. What if some of these people are still in politics today? What if some of these people are still in politics today?
Yes, Arnab, I agree. I agree with you. If there are annexures, they should be made public by this government.
But you said there are no annexures. Now you're saying if there are annexures.
The BJP should answer that what is... The BJP has to answer today that what is the relation and nexus of Ajit Kumar Doval with Vicky Malhotra, the right hand of Chota Rajan, who is arrested today. Why did he keep silent for 10 years? So these two things have to be done today on your channel. You have to take up all the issues.
Why are you deflecting the issue? We are on the report. All these issues will come in the report. Why are we deflecting the issue? The main issue is did you lie?
Amee Yagnik, you are talking about the nexus. Today's nexus has to be explained.
The government of the day will certainly take a view. But earlier you said there are no annexure. Now you are talking about Ajit Doval and all. All this will come when the report will be made public. So don't deflect the issue. The issue is you have lied, and as far as the...
Mahesh Jethmalani, 1 minute left. Mahesh Jethmalani responding back.
The issue is you have lied.
Mahesh Jethmalani responding back.
Why are you getting disturbed?
The Supreme Court judgment which you are relying also does not restrain.
Why are you getting disturbed?
Mr. Jethmalani.
Why are you getting disturbed?
Mr. Jethmalani. Mr. Jethmalani. Mr. Jethmalani.
Give me 10 seconds.
I'll give you. Mr. Jethmalani.
I just want to say one thing. Is it Amee Yagnik's case that the names in the annexure and the annexure itself to the report should be leaked out only if some explanation is given about this figment of her imagination, this alleged connection between the NSA and, it's almost blasphemous if it's not true, which I don't believe it's true, and Vicky Malhotra. Only in that event, if there's some explanation given. So what? Dawood Ibrahim and others must be protected.
It is not figment of my imagination.
But you just linked it up together. You say it's a separate issue. But why are you linking it up today? Today, tell us what is your stand on the annexures and the names of the annexures. Don't link up the two. You are obfuscating, and when you get caught, you backtrack.
All in the newspapers.
I think the time has come to start a new campaign. Like we wanted the Netaji files disclosed and declassified, and eventually the government responded to the pressure from the people. I think in this case as well, this is the right time. People have a right to know which politicians are actually the enemy within. Rahul Narvekar will agree with me. Which politicians are the enemy within is something we have the right to know. Reveal the list, declassify the list, and thank you all for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.